Okay, getting into the Canadian Grand Prix. So you got practice, qualifying, and the race as usual. We're going to look at the tyre allocation. Obviously, you got super soft, soft, and the ultra soft, which is the fastest tyre here.
Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
Okay, so now we're going to be faster than we were before in a straight line. Okay, so Sauber have made some upgrades. Sauber is now pretty good, actually beating Force India. Man is still bottom. McLaren is second to bottom, so showing they haven't did really good upgrades there in these 2 seasons that we've done.
Welcome to a wet Montreal here in Canada as today's practice session is about to start. We can expect some difficult driving conditions today, which should provide a real
heavy rain here in practice, so it should be fun.
In 1999, the outside track wall situated on the last corner of the lap ended the race of 3 Formula 1 world champions, Damon Hill, Michael Schumacher and Jacques Villeneuve. Since then, the wall has come to be known to fans around the world as the infamous Wall of Champions.
Turns 13 and 14 are definitely the most demanding corners on the track. A quick chicane section, entering at over 180 miles per hour, drivers use plenty of curb and get very close to the wall. But hitting those curbs at the wrong angle can easily put the car offline. You'll see a lot of drivers bail out of committing into turn 13, using the escape road to avoid contact with the wall.
Okay, just doing the practice sessions here, making sure we get as many resource points as possible so we get perfect on track acclimatization, then completed both the others.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top 3.
Okay, so we got some more resource points.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Okay, so get the beat Hamilton, beat Palmer. As usual, a normal qualifying goals there.
Good afternoon, and we hope you're ready for an exciting qualifying session as the teams make their final preparations here in Canada. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
It's okay. So it's intermediate conditions, I believe, for for the first qualifying session here. Yeah, it is. So should be okay. We're gonna put the fuel light down. Okay, this should be okay. We're coming across the line. We're caught up to Rosberg. So we go 124, which is pretty good. Coming to the end here, we easily should get into a next session. Our teammate comes fourth, which is amazing from him. Okay, so going into Q2, it's still raining, still intermediate conditions, so we should be alright here, because we're pretty fast in the intermediate conditions here. He does a 125.1, we do a 124.1. We're over a second faster than him as we go across the line now. Palmer doing very well as well, coming fourth so far, so very good. Third actually. He comes third, so very well done from him, showing he's got pretty good pace in the intermediate conditions around this track. I think the Renault favours it actually. The car really likes the intermediate conditions that we got here, so going on to the final bit of the lap, that was very good. You just got to make sure you don't get oversteer there. You got to opposite lock that, and then you go 124.2. It's not the best we've done, but it's still good enough, I think, to get first. Jolyon Palmer comes third. Amazing by him. Okay, so obviously we're starting new rivalry, and we've done better here in qualifying than him. So we're on 7 points, he's on 3. Okay, so he's getting the race goals.
Hi, guess who? I've seen the team's expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
Okay, so we're going to get third, beat Hamilton, beat Palmer, placed 11th or higher in the championship.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, I don't know why this happens.
Information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
Yeah, just sometimes this happens where it makes me. It just does it twice. I'm not even pressing. I don't think I even press square. It just does it twice because it's like happens quite a bit. Anyway, Toro Rosso right at the back of Ferrari now. So Ferrari dropping down. Well, not really dropping down the order. Just we've beat them, but they're getting very close to falling down the order now.
There is, as I look out of my commentary box window, a very large and very excited crowd here today, eagerly anticipating another memorable race. Lewis Hamilton took his maiden win on this circuit in 2007. Jenson Button came from last place to win here in 2011, and there's certainly no shortage of drama on offer here at the Canadian Grand Prix. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend. as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7 mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. Not one of the easiest days to go racing. It's damp, it's slippery, there's dark clouds as far as the eye can see. The rain is here then, and that's going to take away a lot of the grip, Anthony Davidson, and make turn one very interesting indeed.
Yeah, it's these kind of conditions where you can go in with one of two mindsets. You either see it as an opportunity, or you're worried that all of your hard work's about to be undone. We've been stuck in these conditions now for a few hours, with more or less this kind of intensity, so we don't seem to have too much standing water, so we're not likely to be starting behind a safety car. And like you say, Crofty, the charge down into turn one would be quite interesting. I think we're in for a cracking Grand Prix.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn one. Make yourself as wide as possible, robust but fair.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Renault in pole position then, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Palmer, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo and Rosberg, Vettel, Kvyat, Raikkonen and Carlos Sainz, Massa, Perez, Marcus Ericsson and Nasser, Alonso, Button, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto, Gutierrez and Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg and Roman Grosjean starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, so the whole race is going to be wet condition, or not wet condition, it's going to go from wet to intermediate to dry, so it should be a lot of strategy in this race. So around lap 6 it's going to go from wet to intermediate, so but you can't actually put dry tyres on when it's raining, so it's just like, yeah, just the strategy is just starting with the wet tyre and then just going to intermediates around lap 6, 7 and then going to dry later on at the end of the race. And there's quite a bit of intermediate conditions, so hopefully that will allow us to do the pace that we're doing in qualifying. So just going to warm up the tyres, warm up the brakes hopefully as much as possible so we can get the best start in these really badly wet conditions here in Canada today. Well, it's been wet all weekend, so I don't think we've had like one dry session, which is like it just dried out at the end of the practice, one of the practice sessions. So. Okay, so going to 5 red lights for the Canadian Grand Prix. Lights out, away we go. We release the clutch. The Red Bull gets a very good start on us, but we we get a better acceleration off the line there. What is it? Once we start going, we get a better pace from the Renault, and Palmer's been beaten by Hamilton there. and we get a bit of a gap now. We've got to go very careful in these wet conditions. One mistake, you're going into a wall. But yeah, Palmer's way back now. You know, he may have been hit out actually, but lap 7 we're coming in for intermediates now, which may be a bit early I think. But actually someone's followed us in actually. Oh, Jolyon Palmer has followed us into the pits. What is he doing? He's going to have such a slow pit stop now. Look at this. Actually, the safety car has been deployed. It's actually okay that we double stacked. It's actually very good that we double stacked there, because it allows them to kind of have a free pit stop. But this is what maybe it was for. Palmer and Hamilton just going side by side into the pit lane. Okay, here's the actual reason. I believe it's the salvage going very slowly with a puncher. So yeah, we're coming out of the pits and a safety car just comes straight out. So yeah, haven't seen that before on anyone's like F1 videos or anything. So we overtaken the pit lane. Anyway, get in front of Kimi Raikkonen now, which is very good. And look at this. The safety car literally stopped there, and we had to stop because we weren't past it, and it was like very stupid there. It should have started moving as soon as we started coming around that corner. So lap 9, we're in first. Verstappen's behind us on the intermediates. Third is Sainz on the wet, so that'll change. Hamilton's actually in third by the restart, and we get a very good restart there. It's the yellow flag straight away. Green flag. Anyway, you see Verstappen, Hamilton, Ricciardo, then Palmer. So Palmer dropping back a bit from actually his qualifying position. We're on intermediate tyres, so me and Palmer should be pretty fast in this. But anyway, look at this. An accident's happened. Palmer's on the inside, and then look at that, it just gets hit out. It's his race basically. He's not a very good race compared to what he had in qualifying. Lap 21, it's drying out, and I make a massive mistake. I go into the pits with dry tyres when I should have went in when DRS was enabled again, but obviously came in too early. It may have ruined my strategy really. We go on to the super soft tyre. We're out in 5th, but straight away I know I made a mistake right here. Look, they're just beating me around the corners with them immediate tyres, so. And look at this, can't even get the power down. Okay, so we get into second now on lap 25 as everyone goes into the pits for the new tyres, but really we've lost the position because of our mistake. Sergio Perez is now out of the race for some reason. And look at this, a massive crash at Canada. Look, Alonso's on the intermediate, so going very slowly. Perez on the fastest tyre out there, and just slams into the wall. And Daniel Ricciardo is now out of the race as well. Look, he's going past Palmer here. I think that's Palmer. Or it actually could be me. I think he was right behind me actually, and just gets an engine failure there. Pascal Wehrlein out of the race. There's been like 3 retirements now in the late stage of this race. And look at this. Look at this. Okay, like, I think the footage like kind of went weird. Basically, Hamilton got past me as my tyres were dying, and I just kept the inside line, and he came around the outside and went into my line and just made me spin. And Max Verstappen wins the race, and we come in 6th, which is terrible. We were in 2nd, and that just happens, and we cover quite well, but we just can't catch up with the tyres we had. We just needed to defend as much as possible, and we just couldn't do that.
Brilliant stuff.
We just kept our line, and Hamilton just came in, so couldn't really do much about that.
Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
So here come our winning drivers today, and what a race it was. There's been a big push at the factory lately to get these cars ready, and we can see the fruits of that labour today as Red Bull lift the winner's trophy. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Now then,
Okay,
Anthony
so
Davidson, who
we
was your
come 6th.
driver of
Jolene
the day?
Palmer comes 10th,
Well, I'm
which
a
is
bit
very
spoiled
good
for choice,
for
Crofty.
what happened in that race, really.
It says Valtteri Bottas, and looking down the field, no one really jumps out.
Bottas did very well, really,
And here's
in
how
this
things
race,
are
coming
shaping
right
up
behind
in the
me.
Constructors' Championship. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. It was great having you
So
with us this
we're actually
weekend.
4th
I
now.
hope
We
you
actually
enjoyed
go
it as much
down
as we did.
in the order
Until
now
next
to
time, though,
4th.
Goodbye.
At 1 point behind Nico Rosberg, 10 points behind Verstappen now, so that's not very good at all. Okay, so got some more points now. Okay, so now we're losing the rivalry, really. Totally beat me on the fastest lap there. I'm just going to lose some points here. I'll see you in the next race, which is actually Baku, I think. And I think I'm going to try to make an upgrade before this race, which I can't do actually, so actually I'll see you in Baku and hopefully make an upgrade there.